Cultural universalism is the concept that certain norms, values, and practices are universally applicable to all human societies, regardless of cultural differences. This principle asserts that there are fundamental human rights and ethical standards that should be upheld globally. The term cultural universalism has roots in Enlightenment thought, which emphasized the idea of universal human rights and the belief in commonalities across all human societies. Philosophers such as Immanuel Kant and John Locke contributed to the development of universalist ideas, arguing that certain principles, such as justice and equality, transcend cultural boundaries. Here are two examples of cultural universalism. First, consider the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, UDHR, adopted by the United Nations in 1948. This document outlines fundamental human rights that are considered applicable to all people, regardless of cultural context. The UDHR includes rights such as freedom from torture, freedom of expression, and the right to education. Second, think of the global movement to end child labor. This movement is based on the belief that all children, regardless of where they live, deserve the right to a childhood free from exploitation and hazardous work conditions. Let's look at three benefits of cultural universalism. First, cultural universalism promotes global human rights. By asserting that certain rights are universal, it provides a framework for advocating against injustices and human rights abuses worldwide. This helps to protect individuals and groups who might otherwise be vulnerable. Second, it fosters international cooperation and solidarity. Universal principles can serve as a common ground for different countries and cultures to work together on global issues such as climate change, poverty, and public health. Third, cultural universalism can help combat cultural relativism's potential drawbacks. By upholding universal standards, it ensures that harmful practices, such as gender discrimination or violence, are not justified in the name of cultural differences. Now let's explore three criticisms of cultural universalism. First, this concept can be perceived as ethnocentric. Critics argue that imposing universal standards can sometimes reflect the values and norms of dominant cultures, potentially undermining the diversity and autonomy of other cultures. Second, cultural universalism can lead to conflicts and resistance. When universal principles are enforced without considering local contexts and traditions, it can create backlash and hinder the effectiveness of international policies and interventions. Third, it may oversimplify complex cultural issues. By focusing on universal standards, cultural universalism can overlook the nuances and specificities of different cultures, leading to solutions that are not culturally sensitive or appropriate. Cultural universalism is often compared to cultural relativism, so to deepen your knowledge, watch this video on cultural relativism next. I'll see you there.